Okay. Here's hoping I show up in the group on time this time. It just seems like every time I turn around, there is always some kind of a hiccup or a hang up. So, stalling for a second to verify I'm showing up on Facebook. All right, we are golden. And I hope that I'm going to turn that off so I don't have too many things going on. I've got a mirror hovering over my laptop. Hopefully it does not fall. And yes, I know my lighting is a little uneven, but the dimmer on this is it's either on or off, and then there's like levels of intensity. So I'm using it at the lowest setting that doesn't look too bad. Usually it's much sunnier out, so this side of my face is a little bit brighter lit. So I'll try to remember to turn towards the light once in a while. I can't find a way to jimmy rig that on top of the laptop, so there is a limitation to what I can do. I do not know if anyone's watching live. I can peek, but what I really want to do is get started. So let me maybe move my screen down a little bit, and that way I don't care if it's a smaller image of me. I just want to be sure I can see if someone pops on or if there's a comment. I can't see your name if you don't give StreamYard permission. That's just how it works. So I'm taking off the trademark glasses, and just so you know, I cheated. I already did my eyebrows. I did a foundation CC cream with the primer, and I've already done my blush. The look I want to teach you is called the Pumpkin Spice Latte look, and the focus is, of course, on the 4 colors inside the Petite Palette. Get that out of the... You can see it better without the glitter. And yes, there are 4 distinctive shades in there. I will be teaching you how to apply it. In case you're wondering, I'm wearing the cinnamon liquid lip that I mentioned earlier, and in the bingo, you might have been watching that or previously. And then I'm wearing the Sunstone glittery lipstick on top of it. So I figured, why not use some of the fall products? Normally, though, I would have probably used one of our more standard like lip colors that we always have in stock, and the same thing with the lip gloss. So I'll just tell you what those are. This is a little darker, a little redder. It's called Spice and Nice. I figured with pumpkin spice. You can see it's a darker shade. And this is a True Dimensions lipstick. So it's soft, it's creamy, it's not matte, it's not shimmer. But if you like shimmer, you could add Sheer Illusion lip gloss to it to give it a little bit of a shine. It's a very neutral, almost clear lip shade. And these are what I would use in lieu of these holiday colors that I'm currently wearing. And this is the hint of pink blush that I'm wearing on my cheek. It's not heavy duty. I actually go usually a little darker, but I figured if someone were interested in a complete look, that would be what I would recommend. It looks great on every skin tone. And today I will not only be using our liquid eye color, I'll be showcasing the new copper liquid eye color. This is a limited edition metallic. You'll see what I do at the end. But let me start with the eyeshadows. And again, I'm using all of the brushes in my brush kit, which I always keep handy. Most of these come in this bag. And I'll comment later and put price points in. I'm not going to do that now. That'd be overkill. Also, a friendly reminder to use a brush cleaner in between. We have a spray brush cleaner, or you can buy the industrial strength stuff they use at salons. And one of those battery-powered spinners, I use those once a week to clean my brushes, but in between usages, so we don't get transfer of color. So the colors are, and this is where I should have kept my handy-dandy reference. The lightest shade is called Biscotti. The next shade is a shimmer, and it's called Candlelight. The next one is Shiny Penny, and it's very bronzy. You'll be able to see it. And then the last one's called Burnished Bronze, and all 3 of those are shimmery colors. But we're going to start with Biscotti across pretty much the whole lid. Now, I have put primer on, but I thought it might make sense to use a light color and really fill in that eye area and brighten up the surface a little. So it's also something I've been known to do where I use it in the inside corner of my eye where I am a little dark. And on top of that, I have been known once or twice to put a little in the under eye area. Even though I have on the under eye corrector, if I'm going to be in a particularly bright and shiny environment, I use that to kind of mattify my under eye area. Now, we do have an oil mattifying product. I never talk about it because I don't use it much. I have normal dry, not really oily skin. I sometimes get a little combination of the T-zone. But there, we've got Biscotti on. It does look a little weird because no other colors are on, but that is where I would put that color, up in the brow bone area. Then I'm going to jump to the the smudger, as I want to get this in on the lower lid, and this is the Candlelight. And I'm going to put this right here. Now you could use the all over color brush, touching a darker color after using a lighter color, but then you can't go back. And if I want to use that brush later for anything like blending, that could be an issue. Now I'm going to reuse this brush if need be, because smudgers are great for blending multiple colors. So again, you can't really see it right now. I am going to actually borrow this brush for a minute. I just want to make sure I got the whole lower lid in Candlelight. A little closer. It's again a little tricky to see. If I make this too dark, you might not be able to tell, but perhaps that will be better. The camera will autocorrect. So I'm going to go into the crease with the Shiny Penny, and you will not be able to miss it because it's a distinctively bright color. I like to put the contour color in the crease after the midtone and the highlighting colors. Those are kind of the names that we'll use when I teach color. So immediately you're really seeing this is the pumpkin of the Pumpkin Spice Latte, but it's not orange. It's kind of got a brassy color to it. And I love it because I can put it in the crease. Wherever you touch your face first is where it is darkest. I'm making kind of a chevron, but I like to fill in that outside corner. I have a deep set eye, and I know I need to put the color up high enough and outside enough that people can see that bronzy color. Now, I don't want to go too heavy, so I'm going back to the smudger, which is that rounded tip, with the darkest shade, and just doing it along the lash line and kind of a little bit in the corner. Because we already have that light color going across the whole lid and then the copper in the corner. So this is sort of the coffee part, the latte. Now, latte, of course, has cream in it or milk. So I guess you could say this is the coffee and this is the latte and this is the pumpkin in the middle. It's a little tricky to say, but you can already see as I've started to push this color into the corner, the blend. And I'm going to then take our blending brush to really soften. And I always blend from the inside corner out because the lightest colors are there, and I don't want to make it muddy by dragging it through the other colors, but I don't want to have lines. So I might crank this up for a second. It's a soft blend. It's not a hard, distinctive line. So that's basically the look. But I don't like to leave a look naked like that. So I'm going to go in with the waterproof liquid liner and do a very thin line. Now, this is where I need my mirror, so pardon me a minute. And just so you know, I'm anchoring my finger. I'm not pulling. I don't want to create like a permanent crow's feet line. But I feel like I have to do something or I tend to blink and this pen will skip and I'll make weird lines. I like to do a teeny tiny wing, not quite a Cleopatra thing, but just a little bit, And of course, because the lighting is messed up in here because I need to have that more centrally located. I can't tell if I got it. And I'm going to do the lower line area. I could have put the brown down there too. Depending on if this is a day or evening look, I might have taken that smudger and put that burnished bronze down there as well. Now, of course, I'm going to have to clean up later with foundation on a liquid brush to get anything that kind of ran. But here's the fun part. Watch this. Remember, we saw this the other day at Bingo, and you might have seen a photo of it. I'm going to go above the black and towards the front here. Could go either way with that. So now I've got that black and copper going on. So I'm not starting at the very end. I'm trying not to get my lashes. Inevitably, I will. But it really brings out it gives a little va-va-voom. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm calling it that it is. I probably need to clean that up a little. My left eye never quite comes out as good as my right eye, which is weird. Usually it's your opposite of your hand. Again, always using my lash primer, the clear stuff. Upper and lower lashes. And now that it's regular line, I'm so excited. The Fanorama mascara, this stuff is the best. So I go in first on the hourglass side, and then I'm going to rotate it to the flat side and coat it a little bit more. And then when I need to separate out lashes, I have the rounded tip of the mascara wand. So it's like an all-in-one. It's Lash Love formula, but it has the advantage of being even better than the Lash Love lengthening with the shaped mascara wand. Our other shaped mascara wand is Lash Intensity. It has 2 flat sides, a long side and a short side. And although I love the brush, I find that the formula is too thick for my lashes. They actually make them longer because you're building upon the mascara. They touch my glasses. Now, with these fun pink glasses I wear, there's no lens. I can get away with that. But these are great when I wear my bifocals. Well, I don't have them yet, but my regular glasses, I'm supposed to be getting bifocals. I know I'm too old, too young to be having bifocals, right? I'm kidding. There's no age on that, but it just feel like it's old. But you can already see how much of a difference this mascara makes. If you didn't have that, your lashes get lost in the look. We do have a black brown, but not many people need that because they have to have really light, fair blonde hair for that to really work. Most people, black mascara does a nice job. So I've gone and fanned out my lashes so they're not tangled. Woo! Now that is pretty. So I'll make sure I post a final photo of me all done up. And if you want to see my other pumpkin spice latte look I did last year, I think it was the same colors, but we didn't have the copper. We didn't have the special lipstick, liquid lip and the shiny lip. It'll be a little more down to earth every day. This is almost kind of fun for going out. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. And I believe if you search hard, you might be able to find it on my VIP group. Of course, I don't recall if I tagged it with PSL or Pumpkin Spice Latte, so it might be a little tricky to find. But you have to be on the group to be able to see stuff in the group. Hey, beautiful. I don't know who's saying that, but thank you. It's good to see you. Maybe I'll catch the replay and see who you were. But since you didn't click on give StreamYard permission, I don't know who's actually on live. But thank you for watching. I can see there at least is one live person. I really wanted to keep this short and sweet because I haven't had lunch yet. It's lunchtime here in New England. And I'm going to start with my pumpkin spice latte, Belvita crackers, and a nice cup of coffee. But either way, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something useful. And please comment in the video, even if you're watching the replay. If you have questions, I will be putting prices in later just to make sure you have that information. You can always go to my website if you want to try out stuff. We have the virtual makeover. We have the, what is it called there? Mirror Me, I think that's what it's called now. And that's another app I didn't even go into. You know about the face scanning skin analyzer app, which is great for just skincare in general. If there's a question I have not answered, please PM me. You're welcome to friend me. I love making new friends. I think tomorrow is our last day, and I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about yet, but I do hope that you've been having fun shopping with the other vendors, learning a lot, having a great time doing it, and see you next time. Bye.